So it's a huge result in the title race. Everton 3, Manchester City 3. Manchester City go to the Hill Dickinson and they drop points. They slip up in the title race. And let me say something before I actually get into the match review. If there's anyone who's trying to spin this draw into a positive for Man City, I'm sorry, we can't be doing that, because even me as a Man City fan, we will understand that at this stage of the season, at this stage of the title race, nothing matters except the 3 points. You understand? It's only the 3 points. There's no moral victories, because I remember after the game on Sky Sports, the Sky Sports presenter and Jamie Carragher were trying to like spin this in terms of, oh, could this actually be a decent result for Man City? Look, I know that Man City, we came back from 3-1 down to get a point, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they showed great courage, they showed great heart, great resilience to come back from this. But let's be honest, when it comes to title races, there ain't no moral victories. If we're being honest, if the shoe was on the other foot and Arsenal just did what Man City have just done, where they had the advantage in the title race and they put it in Man City's hands, everybody would be going crazy. So we have to keep the same energy. I'll be so real. And that's me saying that as a Man City fan. In this title race, there are no moral victories. Remember when Rodri handballed it at Goodison a few years ago? Guess what? Nobody really cares now. All it says is Manchester City 22-23, or whether it was 21-22 or 22-23, Premier League champions. Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about, you know, all the things that happen. At the end of the day, it's a 38 game season. Whoever wins the title wins the title. So I know after the game, they were trying to spin it in a way of where it's like, yo, oh, this could actually be a positive for Man City. You know, they came back from 3-1 down, which we will get into. And to be fair, the City players, they did at full time, they didn't look too bothered. Obviously, they wanted to win. Obviously, they know they've just put the title in Arsenal's hands, but they looked okay with it. You saw Haaland at full time, he was sort of clapping, sort of just giving that look, giving that signal to everyone that, yo, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? So the City players, they still believe. Obviously, most of them have been here, done that before. But for anyone else who's trying to spin this, let's be honest, if the shoe was on the other foot and Arsenal just did that, the whole world would start collapsing, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. But hey man, let's get into the match review. So the game starts off and a few Man City players start to slip. I remember Nunes slipped over. I think Semenyo slipped over. I think someone else from Man City slipped over. No, guys were slipping over. So the first 5 minutes was a bit, you know, shaky for Manchester City. However, they did start to find their rhythm, you understand? After 10 minutes, they did start to string a few passes together, especially Jeremy Doku, who, of course, for me was the man of the match. He literally one-man army down that left-hand side. He gave O'Brien hell, I'll be real. And from the first 10 minutes, he was giving him hell. O'Brien couldn't live with him. I'm surprised that it took that long for O'Brien to get carded, you know? I'm pretty sure he got carded maybe in like 75th, 80th minute. I was surprised that was his first yellow, because they could not handle Jeremy Doku, and he was the one showing intent. He was the one, you know, creating chances for Man City, getting to the byline, cutting inside, trying to make something happen, especially on a day where Semenyo, very pedestrian. Cherki couldn't really get into the game. He was trying to get on the ball, but couldn't really get into the game. Bernardo Silva, in my opinion, he had a poor game today. He was sloppy on the ball in certain parts, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, to be fair, Doku especially, he was the guy. He was getting on the ball. He was making stuff happen. And obviously, the main chances that came for C were the Cherki and Semenyo ones, where Cherki had a pop shot with his right foot straight at Jordan Pickford, and then Semenyo had another shot as well, but nothing came from it. And however, Everton did start getting into it. After like 25 minutes, I feel like City lost their rhythm a bit. City absolutely lost their rhythm. They were comfortable playing the ball, but then the mistakes started happening. I feel like the game got a little bit scrappy, and then obviously Everton had that big chance down the right hand side. I'm pretty sure it was Merlin Rowe down that right hand side. He gets played in. I think it was James Garner that plays him in. And then he tries to square the ball across, and then Donnarumma gets that big glove. That was a big save, and it was not his first big save in the game. Trust me, he got a big hand to that, because let's be honest, if he didn't, Tieno Barry, he was there for a tap, and so that was a big from Donnarumma. That's why you pay the big bucks for a keeper. That's why, you know, even though he's not great with his feet, he can produce moments like that, and he needs a big shout out as well, because if it wasn't for Donnarumma, yo, there was a point in the game where Everton could have been 2 or 3 goals up. Everton could have had 5 today very, very easily. But yeah, after 25 minutes, Man City started to lose their rhythm. I'd say from minute 25 to about minute 35, there was a 10-minute period where the game got scrappy, started to and what's it called? Yeah, started to lose their rhythm. However, the goal did come, and it was that man Jeremy Doku. Once again, he was the one showing intent. I actually did think initially he should have taken the shot. The ball gets played across the edge of the box. I thought he was gonna take that shot first time with his right foot, but he hesitates. I'm pretty sure he loses it, or he passes it back to a player, but gets the ball back, sort of shifts inside, puts it onto his left foot, and absolutely curls it into the top corner. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Even Pep was enjoying that. Even Pep was doing this one because he knew, yo, Doku, what a finish, bro, and he deserved that because, like I said, he was probably the only Man City player today who was showing proper intent in terms of going forward. So yeah, that was the first half. That was the first half. Man City is looking like, yo, we're in control. You know what I'm saying? We're in control. Nothing too much from the Everton perspective in terms of attacking when it comes to, you know, everything apart from that one Donnarumma save. But yeah, City 1-0. It's looking comfortable. They started to get back into it. They started to get their rhythm back at the end of the first half, and yeah, it all compounded with that Jeremy Doku goal. What a strike on the left foot. That was beautiful. Shout out to Matheus Nunes as well, because at the start of that move, if you didn't realise, Matheus Nunes, he plays a lovely left-footed ball into the middle, and Nico O'Reilly takes it well on the turn, you understand? But Nunes, he deserves great credit because that was actually a great ball. He moves out of a tight situation with his left foot, finds Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly takes it well to send City on their way, and obviously that led to the Doku goal. However, we get into the second half now. We get into the second half, and things start to happen. The game gets scrappy. Again. Everton, they're committing a lot of fouls, you know what I'm saying? Doku's getting fouled a lot, Haaland's getting fouled a lot, and I feel like the game got a little bit scrappy, which was a little bit concerning from a Man City perspective, because it's just sort of like, yo, you want the game to calm down. Against an Everton team at the Hill Dickinson, you don't want it to become a fight. Now, obviously, Man City weren't trying to make it a fight, but yo, when Everton, they were getting frustrated, they thought that a couple fouls shouldn't have been fouls, the challenges came flying in, and the game got a little bit scrappy. Certain City players started to make mistakes. Bernardo Silva sloppy in that midfield, taking too much time, and then ultimately the big chance for Everton came. It was Iliman and Jai, and I'm surprised that he didn't tuck this away. Miscommunication between, I'm pretty sure it's Nunes and Kusanov. My opinion, Nunes has to do better. In particular, miscommunication, and Iliman and Jai is in, and I'm thinking, yo, Iliman and Jai, he's a quality player. So when he's one-on-one with Donnarumma, I'm thinking, yo, this has to be a goal. But Donnarumma, he used that 6 frame well. Iliman and Jai, he telegraphs where he's gonna go. He opens up his body. Donnarumma reads it, and he makes a big save. You understand? Big save from Donnarumma, because yo, a player of Iliman and Jai's quality, I think he knows himself that, yo, he should be tucking that away, you know what I'm saying? Iliman and Jai has to score. He has to score. After that Njai chance, I was just thinking, yo, let's settle. Just settle into the game. You know what I'm saying? Everton, they've had a few chances, but it's been nothing crazy. However, on 68 minutes, oh my days, Mark Gahey decides to open Pandora's box, bro, and the game just went crazy from there. Mark Gahey opening up Pandora's box. This guy tries to play it back to Donnarumma, absolutely miscues the back pass, doesn't put enough weight on it, and Tiano Barry, he came on as a sub for Beto, and he just tucks it in. Obviously, at first, you know, there was VAR confusion. Me, myself, I was thinking, yo, how can that be offside? Gahey's in full control of what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And yeah, from there, it's 1-1. And like I said, Gahey opened Pandora's box. And from there, the game just went haywire. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, when you concede a goal like that at Everton Stadium, it's going to be, yo, the crowd's going to get up. The players are going to get up. They're going to start believing again. You know what I'm saying? And Mark Gahey, ever since we signed him in January, he's pretty much been flawless. You know what I'm saying? He's been flawless. He's helped us with some big wins. He's made big tackles. One of Mark Gahey's best attributes is that he's good on the ball, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the most comfortable centre-backs on it. Like, I've seen him get out of difficult situations. He can play with the right foot. He's decent on the left, so that's why he plays left centre-back for City. I'm thinking, yo, simple back pass back to Donnarumma, and he's absolutely miscued, and you can see the reaction. You can see he knew straight away. As soon as that ball left his foot, he had his head in his hands like, oh my days. But yeah, that was 1-1, and from there Pandora's box opened up, and the game just got crazy. From there, Everton once again making the game scrappy, you know, fouling City players, nicking the ball off City players. Some City players losing possession. Bernardo Silva, Niko Kovacic, he was losing possession sometimes. Cherky was getting pushed off it, you know what I'm saying? However, the main one for me, I remember, was Kusanov. Kusanov was taking too much time dilly-dallying with the ball, and that ultimately led to a corner. And guess what? Everton capitalised from that corner. The ball gets put in, and that man, Jake O'Brien, he towers above, who was it? I'm pretty sure it was, he towered above, either it was one of our centre-backs. It was one of our centre-backs, towered over Donnarumma, and yeah, he makes it 2-1. The City players were trying to complain. Donnarumma tried to complain, but bro, I'll be honest, even from a City fan's perspective, anytime I see Donnarumma trying to complain about crosses coming in, corners coming in, I just look at him and I'm like, yo bro, you're 6'6". It's hard to make the argument you're getting fouled, you know what I'm saying? And you look at the replay, nothing happened. It's just one of them ones. He has to try appeal for something, has to try get a VAR thing for something. Players are always going to appeal. I get it, but it's like, bro, you're 6'6", you have to come on that box. You can't be getting bullied in there. And yeah, from there it was 2-1 Everton. City did push for a goal, but I feel like from there Everton, they kept their defensive shape. They were very good in their defensive shape. Big shout out to James Garner. I think James Garner, he ran his socks off. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall as well. He was very good. So yeah, and they're two centre backs, just that whole back line. Mikalenko, Semenyo couldn't get any change out of him yesterday. So it's one of them ones where it's like Everton, they kept their shape, and then they just waited, and then boom, they pounced. The throw-in comes in, throw-in gets thrown onto the pitch. Merlin Rowe, he's positive, he's driving, and then guess what? I feel like he was trying to shoot in that position, but he sort of scuffs it. He drags the shot, and then it goes into Tieno Berry, and he just taps it in for 3-1. And now you're thinking, my goodness, it's game over. Now I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, there's no way we're going out like this. There's no way. 1-0 up, cruising, comfortable, and then Mark Gahey's mistake just turned the game into madness, and now it's 3-1. The crowd's up, and you're thinking, yo, it was looking dark for City. However, instant response, you know what I'm saying? This is what champions do. This is what Man City do. This is what they do. Kovacic, he comes onto the pitch. It's a great, in my opinion, he had a positive influence on the game. I like Kovacic as a player. He can drive with the ball. He can play those defense splitting passes. He was definitely a positive when he came onto the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a positive. He slides it through into Erling Haaland, 1 touch, 2 touch, and then brilliant composure just to chip it over the keeper. You know what I'm saying? That's excellent. That's world class from him. Just chips it over the keeper, and all of a sudden it's 3-2 now. It's 3-2 now, and you're thinking, yo, game on. So yeah, City, they keep pressing for an equalizer. Press. The ball obviously Everton keeping their shape. City just playing it across, trying to find the gaps, but ultimately it came down to that man Doku. Even before he did what he did later on in the game, he was the one that was influential today. Like I said, when Doku's in that sort of mood, you just give him the ball and you just tell him, yo, you just do the Kobe thing with Doku. You just tell him, yo, just ISO and just let Doku cook. Just let him go at his fullback, and O'Brien couldn't live with him. Eventually O'Brien got that yellow card, but yeah, they couldn't live with him. So yeah, it's getting into the dying embers of the game. Yo, Donnarumma's coming up for corners. City are pressing. They're pressing. They're probing, trying to get that equalizer, and then boom! It finally comes from Doku. Doku, ball lands at Doku's feet. I'm pretty sure the corner got whipped in. It comes back out to Doku. Doku takes 1 touch. He takes 1 more, and then he uses the Everton defender just to set it out into that far corner, and he just absolutely wraps it. First half it was the left foot, second half it was the right foot, absolutely wraps it into that bottom corner. And it's like, yo, gives Man City an absolute lifeline, gives us a point, because I feel like a point, we can do something with a point, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not in our hands, but we can do something with a point. I feel like The loss, I know what I said at the start of the video, but to be fair, the loss, I feel like it would have gave Arsenal that confidence, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a draw, it sort of keeps Arsenal on their toes, you know what I'm saying? That point sort of keeps Arsenal on their toes. Now they know they have to go to West Ham and win, you know what I'm saying? However, I feel like a loss, damn, a loss probably would have been Arsenal's title confirmed right there, you know what I'm saying? But Doku saved City, in my opinion. Hey man, the overall performance, it was okay. It was okay in parts, I'd say. You know, City had control in certain parts of the game, but in my opinion, not enough players showed up today, you know what I'm saying? Not enough players showed up. I feel like even the subs who came on, Marmoush tried something, Foden, he was ineffective. I feel Kovacic had a positive influence on the game, but ultimately it came down to Doku, it came down to Erling Haaland, in my opinion. Them two in particular, for me, had very good games. Others had shaky moments. Nunes had good moments and bad moments, but I feel like that's Mateus Nunes summed up. He will do two good things, then he will do something rash. Nico O'Reilly, he got in a few times in the first half. Doku was trying to slip him in a few times in the first half. But yeah, there weren't, obviously, Mark Guéhi, Kusanov, mistakes are vital moments. Mark Guéhi for the first one, Kusanov for the second one that led to the corner. But yeah, in my opinion, not enough City players showed up today. The game got out of control, and normally in that situation, you're supposed to look to your big players. You're supposed to look at your Ryan Cherkis, your Bernardo Silvas. When the game's at 1-0, getting a little bit hectic, you want them to put their foot on the ball and just sort of slow that tempo. But both of them were getting caught on it quite a bit. Semenyo ineffective, couldn't really get any change out of Mikalenko, like I said. But yeah, Man City dropped points 3-3, and now the title is in Arsenal's hands. In my opinion, all Arsenal have to do is just go to West Ham and win that game. Which literally, London rivals, that's a big game, because if West Ham lose that game, I think they're pretty much down. I think that's the game. That's literally relegation versus title aspirations, you know what I'm saying? That's literally gonna be a massive game at the London Stadium. Both teams fighting for something big. West Ham need to win, Arsenal need to win, both sides need to win. So yeah, I expect both of them to come out with intent, come out swinging. But yeah, title is in Arsenal's hands now. In my opinion, if they beat West Ham, it's pretty much confirmed, because after that they've got Burnley at home, and they've got Palace on the last day. And we have to take into consideration, Man City still have 4 games to play. They've got Brentford at home this coming Saturday. That's not going to be easy, you know what I'm saying? Brentford have players that can do damage to City at home as well. So we have to take into account. City still have to win all their games. But yeah, if Arsenal beat West Ham this coming weekend, then it's pretty much a wrap. It's pretty much Arsenal's title. But yeah, that was the game, bro. Crazy game. Man City, Everton 3, Man City 3. Doku brilliance, it wasn't enough today. It was not enough. Too many City players who didn't show up today. Too many costly errors. And yeah, Everton thought they scrapped. At the end of the game, it looked like both sets of players were a little bit disappointed. But hey, I think at the end of the day, a draw was a fair result.